In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on December 16, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Kansas versus Indiana. In a highly anticipated interconference showdown set for Saturday afternoon, the Kansas Jayhawks are poised to face off against the Indiana Hoosiers in a clash that promises basketball fans a thrilling spectacle. The Jayhawks, coming off a triumphant performance against Missouri in their previous outing, enter the contest with a robust 9-1 record, eyeing a victory that would undeniably strengthen their already impressive resume. Meanwhile, the Hoosiers find themselves at 7-2, having suffered a setback in their last game against Auburn. Notably, the last time these two teams met on the court, the Jayhawks emerged victorious with a commanding 84-62 scoreline, underlining their dominance in the head-to-head matchup. As the Kansas squad braces for this interconference battle, their recent triumph over Missouri showcased a stalwart defense that conceded a mere 64 points, ultimately securing a 9-point victory. KJ Adams played a pivotal role in the victory, delivering an outstanding performance with 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kansas, on the season, boasts an average of 80 points per game, complemented by a defensively sound approach that limits opponents to 65 points per game. With a 9-1 record in the Big 12, Kansas is currently on par with Brigham Young University, further emphasizing their prowess within their conference. The team's consistency, both offensively and defensively, positions them as formidable contenders in this matchup. As the Jayhawks eye a successful outing against the Hoosiers, their loaded roster, which poses threats at every position, is expected to be a key factor in this matchup, even in the face of a challenging road environment. Conversely, the Indiana Hoosiers, despite enjoying home court advantage, enter the game as underdogs. Their recent loss to Auburn, where the defense conceded a notable 104 points, highlights areas that need improvement. Additionally, the availability of key player Xavier Johnson, currently dealing with a foot injury, remains uncertain, adding an element of unpredictability to the Hoosiers lineup. On the season, Indiana maintains an average of 74 points per game while allowing 73 points on the defensive end. Kelaware emerges as a standout performer, averaging 17 points with impressive shooting percentages, providing a crucial offensive asset for the Hoosiers. Looking beyond this matchup, Indiana is slated to face Morehead State, North Alabama, and Kennesaw State, further emphasizing the importance of a positive outcome in the game against the Jayhawks. As the college basketball landscape gears up for the final set of significant non-conference games post-exams, the Kansas versus Indiana matchup takes center stage. The spread, which opened at -5.5 and has since surged to -8, suggests that Kansas is well equipped to handle Indiana with relative ease. The Jayhawks' well-rounded roster and recent victories against formidable opponents position them as favorites in this contest. Examining potential vulnerabilities for the Jayhawks, it's noteworthy that they do not heavily rely on three-pointers, potentially allowing opponents to stay closer than anticipated. Additionally, Kansas has exhibited a tendency to permit opponents to take three-point shots. However, in this specific matchup, the prevailing sentiment is that Indiana may struggle to capitalize on these potential weaknesses. Notably, Indiana's recent blowout loss to Auburn and a 20-point defeat against Connecticut, a team comparable to Kansas, further support the notion that the Jayhawks are well suited to control the narrative in this encounter. With a historical record split evenly between the two teams, each having secured 7 wins apiece, this matchup marks the 15th meeting of 2 of the most storied programs in college basketball history. The last encounter, resulting in an 84-62 victory for Kansas in December of 2022, adds an extra layer of narrative to this contest. Kansas enters Bloomington with substantial momentum, having defeated number 7 Tennessee and number 4 Connecticut in their last 5 games. The team's recent success is attributed to an enhanced offensive strategy that involves more players, coupled with a robust defense that has elevated their performance. While Indiana's outside shooting may face challenges, Kelaware is expected to provide a formidable matchup against Hunter Dickinson in the paint. Despite Indiana's undefeated home record and the potential for a spirited crowd, the Jayhawks, battle-tested and having conquered formidable opponents, are favored to prevail. Indiana struggles with three-point shooting and defensive lapses, as evidenced by their 3-6 against the spread record on the season, further strengthen the case for Kansas as our pick to win and cover the spread as favorites here. The potential for the game to surpass the projected total lies in Indiana's ability to capitalize on three-point opportunities, a facet of their game that Kansas allows opponents to exploit. However, historical performance suggests that Indiana may not excel in this regard. Additionally, Kansas' tendency to focus on high-percentage two-point shots, coupled with a potential lead that might discourage the fouling game, points towards the likelihood of low-scoring affair. The game is anticipated to showcase a clash of strong defenses, with the Hoosiers aiming to rebound from their recent defensive lapses against Auburn. A week of preparation ahead of number 2 Kansas visiting Bloomington is expected to address and rectify defensive shortcomings, presenting a more resilient and disciplined Indiana defense. While both teams rank within the top half in tempo, neither can be considered a trailblazer in this category. The point total for this game is deemed appropriate, with limited margin for exploitation. Therefore, the under is recommended as our full game total pick, reflecting an expectation of a closely contested game with strong defensive displays from both sides. Baylor versus Michigan State. The upcoming clash between the number 6 Baylor Bears, boasting an unblemished 9-0 record, and the 4-5 Michigan State Spartans in the Continental Tire Motor City Invitational promises to be a compelling showdown set to unfold at the iconic Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Traditionally the home of the Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Red Wings, this arena adds an extra layer of prestige to the matchup. The Spartans, facing a challenging season start with a 0-2 slide against Big Ten opponents Wisconsin and Nebraska, aim to turn the tide against a formidable Baylor squad. Meanwhile, Baylor, following a relatively smooth journey into the game, faces a tough test against Michigan State before a looming matchup with Duke just 4 days later. The Baylor Bears enter this game riding the momentum of a commanding 78-60 victory over Seton Hall in their last outing. Jacob Walter stands at the forefront of the Bears' offensive prowess, leading in scoring with 15 points per game and contributing 4 rebounds per game. Supporting him are key players like Jaden Nunn, Ray J. Dennis, Langston Love, and Jalen Bridges, all boasting double-digit scoring averages. As a collective force, Baylor showcases an impressive offensive display, averaging 91 points per game on 52% shooting from the field, 43.2% from beyond the arc, and 74% from the foul line. Their undefeated record in the Big 12 positions them alongside Houston and Oklahoma as one of the 3 unbeaten teams. On the other side, the Michigan State Spartans come into the matchup with a 4-5 record, seeking redemption after a 77-70 loss to Nebraska. Tyson Walker spearheads the Spartans' offensive efforts with 20.3 points per game, complemented by A.J. Hoggard and Malik Hall. Michigan State's defensive prowess, a trademark under Tom Izzo's leadership, is evident in their 72 points per game allowed and a top 20 defensive ranking. However, recent challenges against stronger opponents raise questions about their ability to contain the explosive Baylor offense. Despite being technically labeled a neutral site game, the absence of a substantial Baylor presence in Detroit adds an intriguing element. Early betting trends favor the Spartan side, contributing to a narrow betting line. However, a deeper analysis suggests that Baylor's offensive prowess, currently ranking as the number 2 offense in the country, poses a significant challenge for Michigan State. While motivation and desperation are often considered intangibles, the statistics, metrics, and eye test all point toward Baylor's favor. Baylor's ability to score prolifically, coupled with their tall and lengthy roster causing matchup problems, contrasts with Michigan State's reliance on a tough defensive strategy. The Spartans adhere to the defend, rebound, run motto, showcasing a commendable defense allowing 65 points per game. However, vulnerabilities in tougher matchups, as evidenced by higher point totals against Nebraska, Kansas State, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Duke, raise concerns about their ability to contain Baylor's offensive onslaught. The paint dominance, exemplified by Nebraska and Wisconsin against Michigan State, sets the stage for Baylor's Eve Missy to exploit similar advantages. Owning the paint paint not only opens up opportunities for Baylor's three-point shooters, but also showcases their team's versatility. Averaging an impressive 91 points per game, Baylor has consistently scored above 88 points in all but 2 games this season, exemplifying their offensive prowess. In contrast, Michigan State's offensive output, averaging 72 points per game, may struggle to keep pace with Baylor's high-scoring capabilities. The belief in Baylor's superior talent and their track record of success in crucial matchups makes them the favored choice in this contest. While Michigan State may view this as a must-win situation, Baylor is unlikely to relinquish their undefeated streak easily. Considering Baylor's offensive consistency and the challenges faced by Michigan State's defense, our prediction is that Baylor will not only secure the victory but also cover the spread as favorites. Baylor on the season is averaging 91 points while their defense is giving up 68 points per game. The offense is ranked 4th in the league. Jacob Walter is averaging 15 points while shooting 41.9% from the field. Michigan State is averaging 72 points while their defense is giving up 65 points per game. Guard Tyson Walker is averaging 20 points while shooting 47.4% from the field and 33.3% from behind the three-point line. Given the defensive strengths of both teams and potential challenges for Michigan State to match Baylor's scoring output, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona versus Purdue. The highly anticipated clash in college basketball this season is set for Saturday, featuring a marquee matchup between the top-ranked Arizona Wildcats and the third-ranked Purdue Boilermakers as part of the Indy Classic on a neutral court. Arizona comes into this contest after a dominant performance against number 23 Wisconsin, securing a 98-73 victory at home and covering the 9.5-point spread. Meanwhile, Purdue faced Alabama in Toronto, securing a 92-86 win, narrowly covering the 5.5-point spread. Notably, these teams did not cross paths last season. The Wildcats, boasting an unblemished 8-0 record, face another significant test. In their recent game against Wisconsin, Arizona showcased their offensive prowess by scoring 98 points, with Caleb Love leading the charge with 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Arizona's season averages of 94 points on offense and 64 points allowed on defense highlight their potent scoring capabilities. Caleb Love's stellar performance contributes to Arizona's top position in the Pac-12 with an 8-0 record, leading over Washington State. On the Purdue side, despite a lone slip-up this season, they aim to make a statement with a victory in this high-stakes game. In their recent matchup against Alabama, Purdue scored 92 points, securing a 6-point win, with Zach Edey delivering a standout performance with 35 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Purdue maintains a season average of 86 points on offense and 69 points allowed on defense, ranking 21st in the league. Both teams showcase top 10 efficiency in both offense and defense, making traditional metrics less informative for evaluating their performance. The key lies in analyzing the matchups, especially for Purdue's dominant post player, Edey. While Edey has been a force inside, Arizona's formidable post players, Ballo and Krivas, present a formidable challenge. Even if these matchups are relatively even, Arizona boasts a stronger supporting cast, with Love capable of matching up against Smith, leaving Boswell, Larson, and Johnson with potential mismatches. The historical context adds another layer to the narrative, with Purdue holding a 6-5 advantage in past matchups, winning the last encounter 89-64 in 2017. However, recent defensive struggles for Purdue, allowing an average of 82 points over their last 3 games, could pose a significant challenge against Arizona's potent offense, which averages 83 points in games against ranked opponents. As for predictions, Arizona's undefeated record both straight up and against the spread is a compelling trend that cannot be ignored. Thus, our full game side pick is the Arizona Wildcats winning and covering the spread as favorites. In terms of the total pick, Purdue's recent performances, scoring at least 87 points in their last 4 games and going over the total in 5 of their last 6 games, combined with Arizona's fast-paced style ranking 6th in the nation in pace of play, suggest a high-scoring affair. With both teams possessing multiple high-level scorers, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.